Alright, so here's what the setup looks like. I got the tire off, obviously, got the caliper. There's two parts to this caliper. These are sliding calipers. This bolt right here is for the sliding pin. The caliper rides on that pin, goes back and forth. There's a bolt right here. This is for the mounting part of the caliper. This is what mounts it to the spindle. You need to take both of those off. I don't have an impact, and this is kind of a tight space anyway for an impact, so just put a socket on there and use a sledgehammer on it. Homemade impact. So make sure you're turning these bolts the right way because you are wrenching from behind. So it appears from this angle like I'm tightening it, but I'm not, I'm loosening it. But make sure you're turning it the right way, because if you're not, you will snap one of these bolts right off. Ask me how I know that. Alright, this bolt right here on the bottom is giving me some trouble. This is a Midwestern car, so there's lots of salt on the road, and you know, even though I don't drive it in the winter, the person before me drove it in the winter, so I think it's all fucked up. Anyway, I'm going to put some heat on that bolt, and then I'm going to put some PB Blaster on it. What I do is I like to heat it first, and then spray it with the PB Blaster, and then as it cools, that sucks the PB Blaster right in there. Just be careful when you're heating down here, especially on that bolt, because you have a sensor right here, and this sensor is plastic, and you will screw that up. Took a little bit of persuasion. Alright, yeah, you need to get this bracket off. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to get the rotor off. Alright, this rotor actually does not look too terrible. And in fact, the pads did not look that terrible either. But I was having some vibration in the brake pedal, like a little bit of pulsing, and usually that means that one of these rotors is like warped. Even though there's a lot of meat on this still, you can tell by how rusty these inner fins are that this has been on here a long time. So for as cheap as the brakes are, I might as well just get another set and throw it on there. Yeah, you can tell just by how rusty that is in there that this has been on there quite a while. Even though it does look like there's a lot of meat on it still. Alright, while I'm in here, I'm just going to kind of feel the bearings. There's a better view of that sensor that I was talking about. Rides on this kind of tone ring. But these feel pretty good, so I'm going to roll with that. last year I put that strut on, and wow, even though it's only been on there a year, I probably should have painted it. It's rusty already. All right, there's the new rotor. These rotors come packaged with like oil on them, so they get sent to you pre-oiled so that they don't rust and stuff, so make sure you clean that off. I usually just use like Tide or something. I mean, Tide cuts everything nowadays. I try to stay away from brake clean as much as I can. I mean, there is a place for brake clean, but brake clean is made up of like chemicals and stuff, and it's just nasty stuff, so I try to stay away from it. All right, here's the pad kit I got. It came with the rotors. I bought it as a kit off American Muscle. It was about $129 or something. It was pretty reasonable. I mean, this is not the highest end kit you can get by any means, but this is just a daily driver, so why spend the extra money? Comes with everything you need. Comes with these little clips, brand new little clips. These are what mounts on that bracket. You got some looby-dooby, as other people call it. It even gives you a cool little picture on the back of this, where to apply it if you're not sure. All the moving parts. So that's kind of cool. Lubricate the back sides of both brake pads. Keep out of reach of children. All right, on this bracket, these are sliding pins. So I'm gonna actually pull this off here and make sure that it's lubed really well. This is just a rubber, I don't know, protector, I guess. And you can see the sliding pin. So I'm just gonna put lube on those pins. Alright, I got those little clips on there. This side is straight, this side is bent, so make sure you do get it on the right side. It was kind of a hassle. I probably should have put these on this mounting bracket before I put the rotor on and mounted this on the spindle. But anyway, for the other side, I don't know. Alright, I got the pads on. Make note, the pads have these clips on there, and then it's kind of like spring actuated, so don't take those clips off. The pads that I just took off this car did not have those clips on there, so at first I wasn't quite sure how they functioned, but I did figure it out. But yeah, don't take those off. Alright, I got it all buttoned up there. Got everything tightened in the back. Since I did compress that caliper, I will need to re-bleed these, but that's no big deal. Alright, here's something I was going to show you. This is on the driver's side, and like I said, I was feeling a little bit of pulsating in the brake pedal when I was applying the brakes, and I did notice there was a little more like brake dust on that wheel than the other, and this is what I found. So like I was saying earlier, these are slider pins. So this is what, is like the sliding mechanism of these brakes. This one is completely frozen. Yeah, I can't even turn that at all. So yeah, and I can't push it. So yeah, if that was not working, that's exactly what was causing me a problem. So let me get a pliers on that and see how that comes out. My goodness, that thing is stuck in there. Wowza. I can't even turn it. Yeah, that one is completely seized in there. Alright, I did finally get it out of there, and you can see how rough, what rough shape that's in. I mean, there is some, it appears that there is some like lubrication on that end, but yeah, they did not extend it all the way up. And then eventually it just got stuck in there, so. And its inability to slide back and forth is what was probably causing me to have that uneven brake wear and the pulsating in the pedal. Alright, I did end up getting that free. And yeah, I got it cleaned up as best I could with a wire wheel, and it seems to be moving now pretty good, so I'm confident that'll be okay. Alright, when I bleed these, I usually use just a little container, just a hose, you know what I mean, like put some fluid in there and then just keep pumping. When you have fluid in there, it won't allow any air to go back into the system, so that's an easy one-man way to do it. Alright, here we go, got the tires back on.